We're joined with a very special guest. I had to dig in the crate to get this brother. I said, man, I gotta talk to a superstar. We have the one and only Anthony Dalton in the house, the producer, the artist. There's nothing a man honestly can't do. He actually worked with my wife on a project long time ago. It was a pilot called Sweet, I think, 208? Is that correct?
Sweet 28.
I'm going to be flat out, man. I met you. I love you. You got great energy. The people obviously know you from many different platforms. You talk about what you did in Tyler Perry's stage play, Laugh to Keep Crying. You talk about Underground, The Pains, where you really blew up. But I think, before you got on, I was telling multiple people, I was interviewing Anthony Dalton from Sisters, and I told my sister that, right, my very own blood sister. And the first thing out of her mouth was, "Child, he's fine." I said, okay. I said, listen, the one thing we ain't going to do is just screech out, "He's fine."
You said you ain't going to do it.
So right now, Sisters is in season 7, drops every Wednesday. Thank you for just being a part of the podcast, brother. Thank you.
Oh, man, thank you for having me, man. Ever since we met, your energy is we locked in. So, you know what I'm saying? And, your wife, that's like a sister to me, man. She was one of the first people I met when I moved to Atlanta.
Talk about what it means to have 7 seasons of Sisters, and talk about your journey thus far.
I don't really mind if you call me, people call me Calvin. I was just back home for All-Star Weekend, and it was either Calvin or Anthony Dalton from the Country Wayne skits. So, I use my real name in that, so that, you know what I'm saying, it's either or. So it's a blessing just to be noticed and be recognized for what you do. It's really been a blessing. 7 seasons. We got in syndication season 5. Anyone who knows, at Tyler Perry Studios, we shoot mad fast. Like, we've only had the show since 2019, and this is season 7. So, we shoot out 22 episodes a season in like 10 days, which is unheard of. But I mean, it just goes to show you the talent and the hard work that everybody behind the scenes and in front of the camera have done. So it's truly a blessing. Yeah, it's dope. And I moved here in 2010 from Indiana. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. Went to college at the University of Akron, played ball, but went back to my old high school, taught for a year and a half. Then God said, "You're going to move to Atlanta and you're going to work with Tyler Perry." And I'm like, "What? I'm about to go to LA." And God's like, "Nah, you're going to move to Atlanta and you're going to work with Tyler Perry." And I moved here, and I think within like 4 or 5 months, I got Laugh to Keep from Crying. Yeah, and then slowly but surely, I got the Pains. I was supposed to only be in 6 episodes. Tyler liked what I did. He made me a series regular, and his deal with Viacom was about to kick in. He was about to leave OWN. So he hit me up and was like, "I still want to work with you because I've seen your growth. I've seen your potential." Still made me audition with all them people that came all across the world to come audition. And the powers that be made me get the role of Calvin. So
it's 2024. 2023 is behind us. Black men need to leave what in 2023? Right now, just to kind of give you a little catapult you a little bit. I think right now we're dealing with a multitude of things. I don't know where eating ass came from, right? But it became a thing. Like, I don't know, like 2023, people were talking about eating ass. And it was like every time you turned around, it was like eating ass was a thing, right? Another thing to leave behind, like, okay, if you're over 40, right, and you're getting up in age, we got to kind of put down the Jordans. Like, we gotta have.
That is blasphemy.
Hold on, Big Willie. Come on, Big Willie.
I love
Willie?
Jay, but
Willie. Come on, bro.
I'll let you speak.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna shoot you this video of my sneaker closet. You're gonna be like, "You think
I love Jays, but like, I'm seeing 55-year-old men in like business suits with Jays trying to look cool when there's if Nike, Adidas, like there's the fashion, the sneaker line is endless. It doesn't have to be designer. But your go-to get fresh can't be J's all the time.
Clothes, it's about the person rocking it. It doesn't matter about like somebody. Okay, when you see a dude who's never worn a suit and all of a sudden he puts on a suit, you like, man, you look lame as hell with that shit on, right?
Yeah.
But when you see somebody who got that, it's on them. You know what I'm saying? It's in them. So like for me, I'm 43, right? I believe my wife gets on me sometimes, and sometimes I got to flex a little bit. She'll be like, "You gonna wear that?" And I'm like,
right,
yeah. But I'm Anthony Dalton. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying?
I feel you,
you
on
feel
that.
me? Like you gotta have that.
You on that?
Yeah, you gotta have it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think when we think about age, we're thinking about age in the aspect of what our grandparents, like when we remember when 40 used to be a death sentence when we were kids.
Oh yeah.
Remember when 40?
100%.
Remember when you were in high school and a teacher you saw and she told you her age? Oh, I'm 29. What? Like you 1 foot in the grave.
Yeah.
So like now things are different. Like you look at Idris Elba. He older than me. Sure. Like he damn near 50
yes,
something.
Sir.
But he's still a heartthrob. Women still love him. They're going to have grandkids one day that are going to call them Grandma Tamika or Grandma Tasha. Where when we grew up, we had Miss Mabel, Miss Shirley, Miss Geraldine, Miss. Those are. It's just evolution. So like having sneakers, that's just culture to me. That's just culture. Because what is he supposed to do? Put on some slides with some hard bottom with some jeans?
I just want to see more of our brothers when it's time to get fresh and right. And by the way, I'm not a fashion.
Nah, you be putting that shit on though. You be putting them suits on. I done seen you, bro.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah. But I got one for you, then, Willie. What about curls and gold teeth?
Well, that's your lane.
You talk about leaving something behind. I mean, what about curls and gold teeth?
Hey, if it makes you happy, that's. I won't say what I'll leave behind, but I'll say this. I think moving forward, we need to do things that make us happy and not for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? We let a lot of social media and a lot of people dictate what we do. So, I think we should, moving forward, do things that make you happy and, just live your life, man.
Very special guest in the house, man. This man right here, we've not only clashed heads, but we've grown to like each other because we're kind of in the same field now that we're both retired football players. We're with the one and only. I'm gonna be honest. One of the most iconic outside linebackers of my generation, man. Mr. Lights Out himself,
yes,
Sean.
What's up now? How you doing, brother?
When I was auditioning for Fox, Sean was actually on Fox, and I met him backstage. And normally, from our generation, even though we played against each other, the smoke was still off the field, so you kind of had to feel each other out a little bit. We got to talking about life after football, and one of the things I took from you, Sean, and you told me straight up, he goes, Willie, as much as I got going on off the field, I still miss the game. It's still a passion of mine, and that resonated with me because I had just walked off the field in 2016, and it was wild to hear you say that. Is because one, I had seen you in movies, I see you on television, I had seen you do so many things, and I'm like, man, how's this guy still talking about the field? You make me feel like I wasn't losing my mind. I just want to throw out there, Sean also is. Not only was he a former All-Pro linebacker, but he now has the Lights Out Extreme Fighting League, which is doing extremely well on Fubo TV. We're going to dive into that. But now that I'm going to stop talking, I want to welcome you onto the show officially, man. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. And, it's funny you say that. I remember that conversation like yesterday because I think that you might have come in for like some auditions and plan on working with them. And you're right, man. I say this. It's very hard to replace that feeling of running out to 70,000+. You getting home, people texting you, hey, I was just watching the game, good play, this, look what, And so when that leaves, we all struggle with it, right? I don't care how much success you have. And I think the further away you get removed from the game, you got to step away from it because we all got this, I can still go out there and get after mentality. So like once we know our old asses can't no more, that's that's when we can let it go. You know what I mean? But when you're close to the game like that, man, it's tough, man. But you obviously made the transition better than most.
You still got some dogs out there on that field. Even though you know the game don't change, it's always a dog on that field, Sean, just like yourself was when you was out there on that goddamn field. That, you know, it's some you just can't tame no matter how they change the rules. They still got that dog in them. And what I want to know, Sean, with the game today, what player on the field that really amazes you with their talent and their abilities that really stands out to you?
Yeah, I love watching Khalil Mack, right? Like he's a dog. Micah Parsons is my favorite player to watch, though. Yeah, Micah's my favorite player to watch because I wouldn't have been 56 because of LT, right? Lawrence Taylor, and I hate making these player comparisons because you know what I mean. Nobody's ever going to be like LT, right? But when you're talking about size, speed, explosion, somebody who can have the ability to take the game over like that, he's the closest one we've seen in a very long time that can do that. Now, like I used to love Vaughn. I know he's older. You love watching Vaughn, Nick Bosa. God, man, it's a lot of up and coming guys. Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith. I love watching them boys, like for real, you know, because they still have that old school mentality and how we play with. You know what I mean? Like anybody out here can get dealt with, and that. When he said that, I want to hug my TV, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I was like, man, come here. If I had him, I'd just hug that dude because you don't hear that no more, man. Like because that was our way of thinking. Like I don't care who come out here, you getting dealt with. And like now, it's about swapping jerseys, TikToking, and they're all about the bag. And the game is different.
My first trip ever to the West Coast was my rookie year going out to play San Diego. And at the time, you got to understand, this '06 Charger team was one of the baddest teams like in history. This is an iconic team. You're talking about Phillip Rivers, LaDamian, Gates is on that team, obviously Mr. Lifestyle himself. And Sean is coming out. He's in the tunnel. Smoke comes up, and the stadium goes black. Right? And so I said, oh, shit. And so my young, wide-nosed ass looking around the stadium, I'm like, what the hell is going on? A lightning bolt shoots around the damn stadium. Boom, boom, right? And then the spotlight comes. And this, I'm only going to call you a bad son of a bitch because I'm just going to say because I love you. This son of a bitch comes out, bro. Yeah. The smoke clears, and he hits the and the place erupts. Now, Jake, I grew up a Bill Goldberg fan. I grew up a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan. This is my rookie year, but to see a man put the whole stadium on their feet and give him the entrance, I said, this is unreal. Like this is so unreal to me. And Sean, I gotta be honest, man, I was jealous because throughout my I've never been welcomed like that. I've got a couple. Oh yeah, Willie, all right, good for you. This man was like. The place erupted, man, and I always loved that. You and Ray Lewis.
So you know, it's funny you said that. Ray is what inspired me to do it. So my sophomore year, when I went to high school in Maryland, and my high school coaches said, "Do you want to see a linebacker play?" And so this is 2000. They took me to see Ray Lewis. Bro, they brought Ray Lewis out, and not mind you, I'm so high I could like change the light bulbs up the top. Like, we ain't had no money. So I could get up there and start changing light. That's how high we was in the stadium. Bro, they stopped the music. The smoke came out, and the crowd stood up and went crazy. I said, I'm like, I've never been to a game before. It's getting hot. I was like, what? And so, back in the day, man, when I was growing up as a kid, I used to watch these Michael Jackson. I was like, man, why are people passing out? And Michael Jackson, I mean, he's just a person, right? Bro, I almost passed out. From that day, I said, one day I'm going to have an entrance like that, and that is what inspired me to do that. The smoke, the everything, man.
I went through my little Rolodex. Oh, there that guy. I decided to call Maximilian Wisner Starks IV. I decided to call. I don't know if you can see people. This is him in this picture. That's me blocking, and that's him blocking right next to me. He's my big brother, Max Starks, 2-time Super Bowl champ. Storied long NFL career. Actually played at the University of Florida, where I call him the governor, because everybody knows him. Big Max, my brother, I love you. Welcome to the Wild Willie Podcast Show.
Man, I am so happy to be on here, Will, and this is fun. Thanks for having me. And like you said, it's draft week, man. I mean, who can't be excited? Everybody's 0-0. Everybody's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
This is the most elated time of the year for NFL football fans. So I'm excited to dive into this, and thanks for having me.
Max, before we get into the analytical side of football and who's going, who's picking what and why, can you tell the people about your draft day process and how crazy it was for you?
Yeah, so I was drafted back in yesteryear, a time at the dawn of the 21st century. 2000, all we had was a cell phone with the antennas. And you couldn't even text on it. It was a wild time. There was dial-up modems. There was LimeWire. You'd mix CDs. It was a crazy time. But my draft experience, I was slated somewhere between the first and the third round, back when it was still on the same day. So I can still say I was a day one draft pick, which is very important. But I was just sitting there waiting. I thought I was going to Philly because I'd taken an official visit to Philly. I had 2 private workouts with Philly. I met with Juan Castillo. Like, it felt like 700 times. He was there at my pro day. Get to draft day. First round is going. Robert Gallery goes second. Sean Andrews goes round 16. Philly actually jumped up to get him. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to Philly. Right. And I saw all these other linemen going. And then it came to the third round. I'm about to leave. And I'm like, man, F this. Guess we're going day 2. I'm going to go out, tie one on. We're going to head over down to the local drinking hole, and we're just going to have a good time and just forget about it. We're not going to have a draft party. But, I get a call right as I'm walking out the door, 412 number. I don't know it. One of my best buds, you know my boy Kat, Josh Katzer. He says, Max, pick that up, man. Pick that up. That's Pittsburgh's number because he's from Pittsburgh born. Okay. And so he turns on the TV. I'm in the hallway talking on the phone to say, hey, Coach Cowher's going to make a decision. Hold on. I'm sitting there. I'm like, you called me. Why are you telling me to hold on?
Right.
And then Coach Cowher gets on the phone and he says, I have one question for you. I was like, yes, sir. He was like, do you like playing in cold? I said, well, I'm from Florida. I've never played in the cold, but is there a football out there? I'll play. He said, good, because you're a Pittsburgh Steeler. And that was it. That was the entire conversation. Yep. So it was really cool. I called my mom. I called my pops, and my brothers were already there with me. So we celebrated. I still went to the same drinking hole, except for I tied one on a la Willie Cologne style, except for I didn't get on the bar after I got drafted. I was just really near it and just bought rounds after that.
So what Max is referring to, the day I got drafted, which is well documented. It's a long, long story. I happened to party at this bar. I forgot that it was called the something Duck. Anyway, but it was a Pittsburgh themed bar, and they had a big blow up man football Steeler thing holding up the number 1 sign. It was huge. I get on the bar. I got drinks in my hands. We're dancing, and then it's time. I just had a night. Well, anyway. Max Starks himself happens to be in New York City. Walking up the very block I'm dancing on the bar and Max, by all accounts, he's standing outside this bar. He sees this big blow-up Steeler thing, acts as the security guard, the bouncer, if you will, and goes, hey, what's going on inside? The guy goes, oh, some kid from the Bronx just got drafted. He's partying his ass off. So Max is like, oh, I played for the Steelers. That's interesting. Who is it? The guy goes, hey, that's Willie Cologne. Max goes, oh, I'm just going to go inside to say hi to him. Max peeks his head inside. Max sees me with my shirt off, partying like if I won the goddamn Powerball. And in my life, at that time in my life, I did. I
yes.
Hit the damn jackpot. What's interesting about that story, Max didn't introduce himself to me. He didn't even say what up. I reported to all rookies have to report. I fly into Pittsburgh. I'm at the training. I'm in the training room. Max taps me. He goes, hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey. He goes, hey, I'm Max Starks. I clearly knew who he was, the biggest man in all of Pittsburgh, by the way. He goes, hey, I saw you the other day. I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, where? He's like, you were in New York City. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm from New York. I saw you on top of a bar. And I was like, And the reason I kind of like cringed a little bit because Max is at this point a veteran, and he's Max, by the way, has a sandwich named after him. He has his own chunky soup commercial. Like he's the doll of the town. So as a rookie, I never wanted to seem like I don't know what's the word. I was just like, I'm sorry, big brother. Like I was just enjoying it. Like I didn't want to make it seem like I arrived. In my eyes, it was a blessing. So. It was a great time, and our friendship and love for each other has obviously immersed and gone on and on. Max is actually my son's godfather, to throw out a little caveat there. So we are extremely close, people.
We are live at KD Creative Arts Media. JJ's usually me and you.
It is.
And we usually recap and catch up on our busy lives.
Yes.
However, we have been bombarded.
Definitely.
We have been invaded.
All the way.
We usually bring the dash, and somehow we brought the stash.
Yes, we did.
We are joined by lovely wives. I'll introduce mine. Aikisha Holly Cologne's in the building.
Yes, she is.
And I'm going to let you introduce your beautiful.
So Gucci is in the building.
Yes.
Looking Gucci-licious as ever.
Normally when we do this, me and JJ like to catch up because we are both men in the household. As I mentioned, he works, I work. We catch up on our lifestyle. But since you are here, we're going to give you the floor. Aikisha, we're going to start with you.
Yes.
What have you been up to?
To my lovely and handsome husband. Girl, look at my husband. He lost his weight, honey. Looking good, honey.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, thank
Looking
you.
like a
And JJ, I appreciate you guys having me on the show today. What have I been up to? I have been dealing with my children, raising my children. They are so beautiful and healthy and happy. So I'm grateful for that. I am working on a couple of businesses that we have going on. You know, we are going to be celebrating our 5-year anniversary at Bricks and Hops in Bronx.
Let's give a round of applause to Black Love.
Our 5-year anniversary. Yes, Black business.
And love?
Yeah. Well, we'll be celebrating our 7-year anniversary.
That's what I meant.
Yes, of marriage in June. So we're working on that. That's going to be vacation. But on business side, we're planning a really huge celebration in the Bronx, sort of revamping our menu, doing a new beginnings, doing some new things in the Bronx. So we're excited about that, celebrating that anniversary. We're also working on, I'm working on a golf outing we have coming up for lupus awareness. We do it every year, and this is our 10-year anniversary for that.
A lot of anniversaries, y'all.
Yeah, so we have 5, 7, 10. And I'm working on my pajama launch for my bamboo pajamas.
I'm waiting on that.
Yes,
listen. Well, you didn't look like you got them. Okay, sorry.
I'm sorry. You see, so Gucci,
I'm
you
sorry.
see how you
that is wrong.
You could have gave me the memo.
You do.
Baby, you could have gave me the memo.
Listen, for the people who are watching, my BFF is coming here looking good. I'm talking about dressed to the nines, honey. But she forgot to tell her husband that he was not matching. Yeah. She forgot to tell her husband where they were going, clearly.
Gucci, every time I see you on social media, I follow you as well as, the rest of Jackson, Mississippi. Mm-hmm. If you're not beating down a runway, you are eating somewhere very fancy and drinking something very fancy.
Thank you.
What have you been up to?
Yes, what have you been up to? Even I want to know, because it seems like Aikisha gets the memo and I don't get the memo, and I don't find out like, oh yeah, maybe me and Aikisha, we went here, we went there, we went there. What the hell, baby? Did you call me on work to tell me about it? I mean,
well, JJ,
want to come in?
We'll have our time.
Okay,
let's catch up with Gucci.
Yeah, let's catch up.
Well, I have been very busy.
Okay.
I been working with investors.
Yes.
In Washington. Actually, I visited Washington this past weekend, but I've been working with a lot of investors that's not stationed here in Mississippi. What they're doing is buying some of my listing. I have like 15 or 16 lots for sale. Mm-hmm. And what they're doing is buying these lots, some close to Ferry Street, and they are going to come in to build their business on or start a residential home. But I've been really busy with that. So I've been closing contracts.
So we got 6 questions. And on a count of 3, because you guys are besties, right? So we're gonna ask you roughly 6 questions. We have a lot of questions. They're gonna be random. When I say 1, 2, 3, you guys answer each other. So for example, if I say, all right, for instance, I would say most likely to lose their car keys, 1, 2, 3. You either say yourself or you say yourself, or you just, you don't.
Got it. Mm-hmm. You want us to answer that one?
No, don't answer that one.
Us.
All ready? Let's do it. Let's get it done. We can do it. Most likely to get kicked out the club. 1, 2, 3.
You. Hey, you.
She takes too long to react. I'm just saying.
What do you think, JJ?
I think so.
Most likely to take a week to reply to a text. 1, 2, 3.
That may be me. I procrastinate.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Hell
1
yeah.
point for
I'm sitting there, goddamn it, like,
I will
goddamn,
need- we
when
can-
you gon' I mean, did you not look at my text? Damn.
Number 3. Most likely to be late for everything.
Us.
Yes.
We're
Yeah.
besties.
If I'm late, it's because I'm waiting for her.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get another one out there. This is a good one. Most likely to say sorry first. 1, 2, 3.
Me.
Yeah, but I
You got a butt behind your sorry.
Yeah.
I do have a big ass.
Keisha gonna say sorry after she get her point across.
Yeah.
She gonna tell you why she did what she did. This she said, "I'm sorry."
No, because we'll get into it, and that's what I tell people all the time. They'll be like, she's so doing this and so Gucci. She don't ever. I do like she gets on me when I've said something wrong. If we're dealing with the bells, we're doing something. She'll be like, no, that wasn't right, and I'll do the same thing with her. And then Gucci will come back and be like, yeah, all right, I'm sorry. You all right? And I'll be like, well, shit, because if you ain't called me, then
I think I know this one.
Yes, sir.
I think I know this one. Most likely to be most likely to be the first one at the mic at a karaoke. 3, 2, 1.
I don't know.
That's Keisha.
Yeah, that's you,
that's I already knew that. Last
Y'all know
I don't know.
La 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 la.
I think we already know the answer to this one, but I'm gonna skip it. The question was most likely to get into a fight. So I just
We already
know what that is.
I already knew.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, last one. This can go for okay, we'll see. Most likely to break their phone the first day they get it. 3, 2, 1. You go.
Goddamn right.
I break everything.
What? She's a breakaholic.
Well, I give you guys like 8 out of 10. You guys really got it.
Okay. We'll have to play that game with y'all.
I know.
Okay.
We got some questions the next
If there's a
podcast.
next time. Anyway, the head coach of the Jackson State University.
Yes, sir.
TC Taylor in the house.
How we doing, man?
Once again, thank you for being here. I know you're a busy man. I want to get right to it. Last year was awesome.
Yeah.
And I said this to you, and last week was our first introduction. And I said, man, for it being post-prime, because this is the era for you.
Correct.
You guys didn't drop the ball.
Yeah.
And I thought that was big for you, considering that now this is you're going into your second year. Mm-hmm. But your first year, you had to come out the gate swinging because there were so many eyes on you.
Yeah.
You particular, not even just the program. How do you feel after everything you went through this season?
I thought it was solid. With all the turnover we had, like you said, post-prime, we lost close to about 60 players off that roster. And then the success that Prime had. We were 2-time SWAC champions, defending champs, go to a Celebration Bowl twice. And then just the expectation in itself. People expect Jackson State to win when you put that hat on. You talk about the lineage and the tradition there. So it was a lot. But the plus for me, growing up in it, I understood the assignment. I tell people that all the time when I took this job, was blessed to take this job and to have this job that, growing up as a fan, I grew up in those stands, coming to those games, chose Jackson State out of high school, had a great career there. And then just to be a head coach there, and I thought it was a blessing to be a position coach there. And now, I'm sitting in the head coaching seat and able to lead these dudes. I mean, I understand the assignment. I tell people that all the time.
Well, one thing we know, ain't nothing like the JSU fans. when it comes to football, and you talk about sweat, the band, the fans, it ain't nothing like them. That's one of a kind when it comes to goddamn the JSU fan. We all goddamn gonna represent regardless. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, when you knew that you was gonna get ready to take the Jackson State football team job being the coach, knowing that you had all this up on you like this and all these expectations for you to win? Were you nervous? How did you feel? Because you know they look like, hold on now, Prime on left, we don't went to the SWAC championship.
No drop off.
Everything. Who this is coming up in? We know who he is, but what he gonna do? Living up to that expectation. Were you nervous?
No, not really, because I tell folks this, like, I've been coaching close to 20 years now. And I always was preparing myself to be a head guy. And I didn't want to be caught off guard by it. You know, I knew how I wanted my staff to look. I wanted, what our team to believe in, our beliefs, fast, physical, discipline together. And all that stuff started way back. You know, I have this big book where I just kept notes and stuff when that time came, what I want, like I said, my staff, my team, and all our beliefs to be about for our football team. You know, the part that made me nervous was crazy to me. The first time, I always thought, what it's going to be like that first time running out of the tunnel.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
As a coach?
As a coach, as a head coach. You the first guy out, you know what I'm saying? I like, what is that going to be like? You know, and we go to Atlanta playing South Carolina State, MEAC SWAC Challenge, and man, all my family is there. The sellout is packed, and that's when it kind of hit me like, it's go time. Ain't no turning back from this.
Yeah.
What's next for you? It's not next for you as in that, because you ain't going nowhere. You already established that. But what's next for this team? Because there's another expectation.
Yeah.
Now there's another level.
Yeah.
What does that look like for next season?
I want to win a Celebration Bowl.
That's what I'm talking about.
I want to win a Celebration Bowl.
Yes.
I mean, that's the one piece that I would love to see. How would Jackson celebrate?
Ooh.
Oh my goodness!
I can tell you how I'm gonna celebrate.
I already told you the fans are amazing.
And, I told my staff the other day, I've been to the Celebration Bowl as a coach 3 times and not won it yet.
Wow.
We went at Central. I've went twice here. I want to see Jackson State celebrate a Celebration Bowl and see what that looks like for the city of Jackson. That's what's big for me. You know what I mean? So that's what we talk about with the guys. What I'm going to talk about next week when the players get in that opening team meeting.
Sure.
It's all about let's finish the deal now. 7-4 was good. I had bigger expectations.
Right.
We've built this roster up. This is year 2. No excuses.
But see, you did good because a lot of people wouldn't even expect them to win a record like that.
Yeah, I saw it all.
So you got that. And that's when you know you're doing something, when you can prove somebody wrong. And that right there alone, if you did that, then we know you're going to do it.
And I think about that all the time.
Yes,
how many people could have lost staff, players, trainers. I mean, people don't even understand. We lost equipment managers, trainers. After that Celebration Bowl, just getting back to Jackson, and it's just me and Big O in the building.
Wow.
And, we had to literally find trainers, like I said, equipment people, coaching staff. Then now we got to jump on recruiting because the window is so short. And to end up 7-4,
Jackson was happy. I was happy, man.
You ain't tell me about this, Big Willie. Where the dreads at?
We had spoke about this earlier this summer.
But you didn't know if you were going to do it.
Right, JJ. Well, potentially we had talked about me potentially cutting my hair. I was on the fence. And JJ, from that conversation we had, even talking to people who support us and love our podcast, a lot of people were just like, yeah, do it. And then someone like, no. Some people's like, Willie, it's your identity. It's who you are. And I'm just like, yeah. And so I had made, honest to God, Jay, I had made a list of things like pros and cons in my head. And I actually wrote it down, like the pros. Pros is like, obviously, it's kind of letting go of the old, welcoming the new. It's time for a change, new look, yada, yada. I had made it. The cons were, it's solely because of time. When I realized all my cons were because of time. I had been growing my hair since I was 24 years old.
Woo!
So you're talking about roughly 17 years plus.
Oh my goodness.
I've been growing my hair, and I had mentioned it before. I had won a Super Bowl, had kids, met my lovely wife Aikisha, had a great career in the NFL. But on the other side, lost my mother, my uncle, and my aunt. So I had dealt with a lot of shifts and changes, and a lot of catastrophic things in my own life. And so now I'm just like, all right. So Saturday came, and prior to, let me back it up one day, Friday night, and I had said to myself, I said, all right. You have given yourself every reason not to do it.
Uh-huh.
Why do you really not want to do it? Mm-hmm. And it goes back to what I was just talking about. It was just solely time, right? Mm-hmm. I had been loyal to my hair. It's been a part of my identity. It's been part of my look. It's been part of my essence, if you will. I've always correlated or, I've always been I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say. Oh, I've always looked at my hair like Solomon. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
My strength, because of my strength, my hair was connected.
Exactly.
And so Friday, I had called my hairstylist, and she knew I was kind of going back and forth, and we talked. Shout out to Dominique. I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. It's time.
I know she said, really?
She didn't believe me. Nobody believed me. I told my wife, and I had told Dominique, who actually did cut my hair. And she was just like, okay, well, I'm ready when you're ready. And the whole week prior to Saturday, I was literally on the fence. I didn't know if I wanted to do it. I was like, it was kind of tugging at my spirit. And I was just like, it's better now than never. Because I kept putting like these checkpoints. I was like, when I turn 40, I'm going to cut it.
Exactly.
Turn 40, I'm already 41, never happened. I was like, well, when I get down to 280 pounds, it's going to be part of my new look. I got down to I damn near lost 50 pounds, and I was still holding on. So I was like, listen, Willie, be real with yourself. Either you're going to do it, do it. If you're not, move on and deal with everything that comes along with it. Saturday morning, JJ, I got up, got on my knees, and I said, Lord, I've had my hair this long. I thank you for it. I'm privy to have such luscious locks, but I'm going to cut my hair. So what's crazy about it, a lot of people were expecting me to cry, to have like kind of this emotion.
Yeah, because I'm going to ask you how you feel, Big Willie. I'm
going to tell you what happened when she first started cutting.
Yeah.
I didn't feel anything. It wasn't to the point where I had literally one side of my head full of locks and the other side like this.
So you got there to say, did I want to do it? Should I have kept it?
Right. And so I looked at myself and I'm like, finish it. I was just ready. I felt lighter.
Yeah.
I felt release.
Come on, really? You felt lighter?
I swear to God, Jay, I felt lighter. I felt the release. I felt a sense of, I just felt like a sense of I felt the transition. I felt like me morphing into this new person I not want to become, that I will become, but I just felt like a lot had just kind of started draping off me. And you realize how much stress and how much of your life you do carry in your hair, right? Wow. And I literally, when she gave me the ultimate chop and I got cleaned up, I felt good. I felt really, I felt fresh. I felt
rejuvenated.
And so, like they say, short hair, with short hair comes hard stairs.
Well, I got to ask you a question, Big Willie.
Go ahead,
you walked up in that house, goddamn it. Did the wife feel like she had a new man? Did she run her hands all through your hair, boy? Grab your head, boy? Did the turn on come on, Big Willie?
JJ, she couldn't stop staring.
What?
She didn't know what to expect.
Did you tell her you were gonna do it?
Then my wife stared at me for quite a period of time. She couldn't believe it. I think she's happy I did it.
And did you tell her you were gonna do it?
I did. I did, because I think that's important too, Jay. Like if you go through a transition of cutting your hair or even a tattoo, you should run it by your significant other.
Yeah.
Because they have to sleep with you, they have to walk around with you. Yeah. And my wife has only known me with hair. She does, when I got into the league, when I got drafted in 2006, I had short hair.
Yeah.
I started growing my hair in my second year, and then I kind of and then I kind of went on out. So she's only known me with locks. Okay. So this is the first time she's ever seen this Willie.
Wow.
Even when I looked in the mirror, I was surprised to see this Willie. I'm like, damn, you fine, boy.
Including the Jets. Your cast mates. I mean, I know they were like, who is this?
Everybody was surprised. I've been getting hard stares and long looks. I've been getting the wink. I've been getting. It's so funny though. Yesterday night, me, Bart Scott, Connor Rogers, and shout out to Steve Gelbs. All these are my castmates, and we all went out to dinner. Shout out to Brooklyn Chop House. Shout out to Don Pooh, the owner of Brooklyn Chop House. And if JJ, when you come to New York, we're going to go to Brooklyn Chop House. Okay. This is a little bit of. So they make the best dumplings, great steak, great Asian fusion, great drinks, great atmosphere.
Oh, wow.
But the time we arrived, which was roughly around 7, it was about 6 or 7 to eat dinner. It seemed like it was fine auntie hour, meaning it was a bunch of middle-aged women who were dressed like fine, thick, country thick women, fine.
Yeah.
And I walked, and me and Bart was suited and booted because we were on air. I was getting all the stares.
Whoa, hold up, Big Willie. So you like, oh, this cut must be all right for me.
The boy was stepping out on him, Jay.
Yeah.
I was taking short steps, and I was, baby, hold on. Don't right, baby. Yeah. Oh,
yes, sir.
walking beef truck.
So that made you even more glad that you finally got rid of the dread, because now you're like, damn, I was gonna wonder if I still had it, but damn, it feel like now I got it even better.
Yeah, Jay. Yeah. I'm never like, I'm kind of like, I think that's one thing me and you have in common.
Yes.
We walk out with a sense of confidence and bravado,
yes.
Right? I've never been in a situation where if I'm around good looking people and I'm like, oh, what about me? I've always been like, shit, if you think you fine, imagine I think I'm fine too. I don't care how big I am. I've always I've actually gotten that confidence from my father. My father was like that. He was a Hispanic man who just kind of oozed machismo. So I inherited that. But nevertheless, man, to get catcalled, I got a couple whistles and I was like, okay, it feels good to be wanted. Like, I'm happily married, but it feels good to feel like, all right, okay.
You felt like that good cougar on Boomerang got done, and when she turned them lights off and said, I don't have any panties on.
It feels good, Jay. And I don't think, when you're married, obviously, you're locked up, right?
Yeah.
You belong to your spouse,
but it still feel good.
But you're still a man,
yes.
right? You want to feel wanted.
Yes.
And I was walking the streets, and I was in that restaurant, and I got a couple of looks and stares and winks and highs, and I was like,
"You were clean though, god dang, you were clean in that green, god dang, boy." I
appreciate it.
Woo!
So the hair is doing fine. I'm not used to doing my hair to this extent. Like, I got to keep up with it, right?
Yeah. So you doing like that with the brush now, Big Willie?
I got this little thing that kind of curls it up. I get lined up. See, I get sprayed in a little bit. So
yes, sir.
It's good, man. I'm happy with it. I don't feel any regret, if you will. I don't feel any remorse. I feel like this is you moving forward, Willie, so let's go get it. So that's
Big Willie, I'm going to just tote it along with for you, goddamn it, because I'm at the age right now, Big Willie, I can't cut mine. I got to hold on to as much as I can right now, because it's getting a little thin in some spots. So,
yeah, I got a little thin spot back here, but that's just the weight of my dress pulling my hair.
Yes, sir.
But no, yeah. So yes, this is me. This is the new dude. Thank you, everybody, for the love and support.
Yes, sir.
My wife likes it. That's all that matters.
There you go.
And I love it as well. So
what's going on with you, Big Willie? How's things over there up in the in your neck of the woods? Because Big Willie is wonderful over here, baby.
I did not want to see you. Listen, I'm never one to avoid the elephant in the room, so I'm just going to step on his neck, and hopefully we can put this to rest. JJ and I, for our viewers, if you follow us on social media, we placed a bet. The bet happened to be based on the fact that the Steelers, my Pittsburgh Steelers, played JJ's Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. It was a rain delay. The game started roughly around 9:45 Eastern, and the game didn't finish to roughly around 1 o'clock Eastern. It was an absolute barn burner. It had all the fixes. It was a little suspense. It was drama. It was build up. It was suspense all the way down to the last play.
And I don't think I ever been more nervous and then got done it just pain and suffering and denial in my life. So Gucci was in the house laughing. I had to ask her, who the hell side you on, Willie? I'm like, God dang, you might want to see this, got done and me got done suffer like this. And Big Willie, it's like goddamn when that man caught that goddamn touchdown. I don't know how it was for you, but it was the biggest goddamn joy in life for me, goddamn, for me not to have to go through that pain when that man caught that touchdown. Willie, how could you do me like this?
I'm a fan of cold tubs. I grew up in a cold tub, so cold tubs don't do anything. I used to fall asleep in the cold tub. I used to pack when I played after a hot summer day, practicing all day. I looked forward to the cold tub. So I used to be neck deep in the cold tub, and I used to pack a big dip and sometimes fall asleep in it. So my body, after 3 minutes, your body goes numb. You don't feel it no more. But I know you and the most Southerners, they hate the cold. And so I just put Pittsburgh, cold weather city, Super Bowl still 6, Super Bowls. Take the plunge, man. I just made a sandwich, and I wanted to see JJ just in his trunks or briefs or whatever, just take the ultimate plunge, and it would have tickled my little heart.
Cowboys versus Steelers, Steelers versus Cowboys. It's going down. Pittsburgh is a cold weather city. We do have 6 Super Bowl rings, and if the Steelers win tonight, man, you got to take the plunge. I need you in an ice bath, and I need you to sit in that water for 6 minutes. Here we go, JJ.
What's up, goddammit? How about them goddamn Cowboys? We don't believe in losing against them goddamn Steelers. And my challenge for you, goddammit, you got to put on a Dallas Cowboy goddamn shirt, goddammit. You got to get 3 lemon icebox pies with whipped cream. And each one of your children got to stand in line along with Aikisha in the back. And they're going to ask you, who them balls? And you going to say Cowboy. And they're going to slap you in the face with that goddamn pie. That's right. So get ready for the goddamn challenge, because we about to win, baby, because we them boys.
I was sitting there like, one stop. This is what we do. This is how we play Steeler football. And I'm sitting there with my brother from another. His name is Delonte. We're both watching the game. The kids are asleep. I'm in my living room. We're both standing up. We're looking at the screen, and we're like, come on. And when the touchdown happened, I just went numb. It felt like my body just shut off. Like I was just like, it's like in the movies when there's a shootout and a guy gets shot and he's like, he's trying to decipher if he got shot, if he's dying, whatever, and he looks down and blood is coming from his chest. That's how I feel, like one of them old westerns. I'm like, bang! And I'm
I
like,
wish I was there, Willie. I wanted to see it, Big Willie. And I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like, man. It's like goddamn that something opened up and said out of relief, like a sense of relief came out of me. Like, Lord, thank you.
Time to pay up. I see I got my Cowboys jersey on. The Cowboys did defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers Sunday night. I don't want to get it dirty, so I got the kids.
Who cares if you get it dirty?
I got the kids. I got my wife. I got my pies. I wasn't able to get your lemon ring box pie, but I got some whipped cream on a plate. Don't drop it.
I cannot believe I'm participating in this.
All right, hold on. We're going to go one by one. Holly, you're going to go first. After you smash it, you got to say, we them boys. All right? And I got to play this dumb song. Go, Holly. Let's.
Your go.
Say we them boys.
Now, I've been wanting to do this, not because of this, because y'all not them boys, but anyway.
Holly. Willie loses. You them boys. Oh.
Say it one more time, Justin.
Oh, it's
Cowboys win. Willie loses.
All right, so the first question for Willie. This might be easy for JJ because I forgot that Willie has a bunch of pictures of his jersey on the wall. JJ, don't look around. Let's see if you remember. But,
Okay.
What was Willie's number when he was on the Steelers?
Dang it. It's right here. I can see it. Oh, man. I can see it. Can I get 2 tries?
Sure.
Sure, JJ.
First one is 55.
No.
No.
66.
I can't tell if you're playing right now. I never wore 66. Only when I was with the Jets.
Yeah, I was gonna say that kind of.
I knew I saw it somewhere in my head. I knew I saw it somewhere. So you know how you could see stuff and walk by and see it? Dang. But it was 66. But
I mean, that was going to be one of my bonus questions, so you did kind of get that number. So
good.
Do you honestly not know?
I was not looking.
Oh.
I've been. It's like I'm gonna be honest. My mind is like camouflage right now, Britt. I got so much Steelers stuff in my head that I'm seeing right now. It just won't register. I mean, I'm looking at everything from Hall of Fame to trophy ball, game balls, got dirty, everything. It's all discombobulated in here. I can't picture Britt.
Just JJ, look to your right.
I be dang. 74. Well, at least I got the bonus right.
Next.
I didn't mean to start a fight. I'm very, very sorry. All right, for JJ. So this, I don't know, this should be easy for Willie, but he's really bad with names, so we'll see. What was the name of the dancing group that his daughters were in? Bonus, and then bonus if you know the name of the show.
So I know the name of the show was Dancing Dolls. The name of the group was Dancing Dolls.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Now the name of the show is Pop It for Jesus.
That's about what they were doing. I don't know if it was for Jesus.
JJ, what's the
Twerking Tornadoes?
JJ, what's the
I don't
name
know.
of the show?
Like them Cowboys did, got down to them Steelers. Bring it.
Oh, bring it. Yep, bring it. Yep.
And he mentions it all the time on the show too. I don't know how that's just as bad as forgetting the number. All right.
I know. We're equal now.
Well, now this one, if he can't get the number, I don't know if he's gonna get this. What year? I'll take two numbers. What year did Willie and the Steelers win the Super Bowl?
You know, I really try to forget that. Because I don't want them to have more rings than my Cowboys, Brit.
Too late.
But what year was that? 2014.
No.
No, I'm sorry. That was.
You said you give me two numbers.
It was the 2008 season, right? But the Super Bowl actually, takes place the following year, so it was in 2009.
Yeah.
I would have taken either number.
I told you, Britt, I was trying to forget that because I was upset that day.
Why? Why were you upset the day I won a Super Bowl?
Because y'all stepped out and got 6 rings and we went tied.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah.
Well,
you know, me and my cousin, they big die-hard, got there and Steelers fans.
Bless their hearts, smart people.
They sat there and just rubbed it in so bad, Big Willie.
Yeah.
They just really ran us away from the house.
Wow. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, they did us pretty bad.
Next.
Okay, getting more into personal life. This is a question about JJ. Willie, do you know how long have him and Soguchi been married?
Damn, we were just talking about this. We literally had this conversation before we got on together. Okay, so JJ was married before Soguchi, all right? And
yeah, but that's not the question.
I know, but I'm trying to put it together in my head.
And we just talked about
we
it
literally
show.
just talked about this.
No, we talked about this on the podcast not too long ago.
Really?
When you was talking about when you was on
Hawaii. Right. I'm a horrible listener. I get yelled at all the time about that from my wife. All right. I know it's not. I'm gonna say 5 years. No, 7 years.
JJ?
So that would be the year what, Britt?
How long you've been married?
You don't remember?
6 years. We got married June 23rd, 2018.
I thought he forgot for a second. I was like, JJ.
Yeah, did you forget how long you
I was just trying to see what month, because I remember me and you talking about, because my anniversary is on June 23rd.
Right, I'm June 17th.
That's
right,
that's what right, that's what I was trying
to put together in my head. I was confused. So I was close. It's not bad.
All right, you guys are doing very well so far. I think you each have a half point.
We talk all the time.
You have a half point each, I think. Okay, this is this is for JJ. About Willie. JJ, do you know where Willie went to college? Again, this might be on the wall, so.
No, it's not where he's at right now. He can see it. That's not true. He can see it.
It's one of them. It's a name
that
I just don't used to say. I can't say it because I don't know. It ain't like we talk about Alabama or Ole Miss or Mississippi State. It one of them names you just can't pronounce.
Brit. Though.
Brit. All I can say is start with H.
I mean, close. It's like an open book test where the answers are right in front of you, but
it's literally right in front of him. He can see my jersey right on the wall.
Hofstra University. I don't blame you for not.
I couldn't even say that, Britt. Even if it was in front of me.
All right.
I've been like a little kid trying to pronounce it.
Next question. This is actually mentioned on the show. This is more of like, do you remember last when we talked about this? Where, cause JJ loves to travel to Gucci and loves to go to all these exotic places. What was actually the last place they went on vacation to?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was on the show?
Yes, I think it was their summer vacation, I believe.
But it wasn't on the show.
Oh, I think it was Dubai, right?
That was
Oh no,
last year.
not Bell Collective, like show, like we talked about this on.
Oh, on this show. Oh, it was Oh, they went to damn. Jamaica?
Close, tropical, but no cigar.
Barbados?
JJ, was it Costa Rica?
That's it. Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, I would have got that.
Yes.
I was thinking Bahamas or something like
Almost.
that.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more for both of you. It's the same question.
Obviously, we need to spend more time together. That's
I don't know which, because there's also a bonus with this, but so I don't know which answer would be harder. But JJ, what is Willie's birthday? And bonus if you know what zodiac sign.
We just talked about that. February.
No.
Man, we just talked about that.
It's my son's birthday, bro.
See, you mixing me up, Willie.
No.
You just talked about that. You said, that's my son. See, he confused.
Take another crack at it.
Okay.
Well, can I throw him a hint? We're compatible. We're two compatible sons.
Do you think that would actually help him? I don't know if he would.
November.
No.
Willie, do you want to go and correct him?
So we're compatible because my wife's a Leo, like yourself.
Exactly.
And I am an Aries. Aries and Leos are compatible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your birthday is in when?
April 9th.
So
Well,
it
then
shows Willie kind of gets a half point because he knows his sign. Do you know his actual birthday though, Willie? Do you know JJ's birthday?
I do, and I don't. It's gonna come to me if you didn't ask me that. It probably would come to me. He is July 28th.
Nope, I started Leo's off July 23rd.
Yep. Close. 5 days off.
I'm always close. I'm always closer than him.
But close is only counts in what's that phrase?
Car
Horse
races.
races.
Yeah.
And horseshoe.
All right.
And in the bedroom.
Well, I'm tallying it up, and I feel like you guys
need some work. The first draw on the show.
Ford's birthday is February 7th, right?
No, 13th. It's the day before Valentine's Day.
You guys tied and both got a half point, and both need to remember more about each other.
We have the actor, comedian, television host, writer, producer, and my main man, the Kid Mero. Yeah. What's up, baby?
What's good, my guy? BX only, we here. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh,
Let's go.
I'm geeked. I don't get geeked a lot. I get geeked, but I'm geeked not only because I'm so proud of your journey, man. I'm so proud of where you at and what you represent, man. First of all, shout out to you for having your own YouTube channel, according to the Kid. Yes. I frequent it. Like that's something I frequent. I appreciate it, right? And obviously, I love your podcast with one of my favorite ball players of all time, Carmelo Anthony. You have the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast, which is dope. So I really appreciate it. But man, first and foremost, man, thank you for being on, brother. I know you're busy, man. You from the concrete jungle like myself. What's interesting is your wife's Jewish, you're Dominican, and I'm trying to figure out how is Mero fusing that. How's he putting that culture into his kids? Is it gefilte fish and some culture? like what is going on at the house over there? How are you establishing both cultures into your beautiful children?
Bro, you know what's crazy? I be roasting the shit out of my wife, bro, because I'm like, yo, you're like Larry David Jewish, bro. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Like when Larry David was just like, yo, I gotta go try to be like extra Jewish. I'm like, because it's like I'm like, yo, I call it diet Jewish. You like splendid Jewish because we do Hanukkah, like all like the high holidays, and that's it. Yeah. Like Shorty ain't. There's no. She never got bat mitzvah, none of that. Oh, wow. But it's just like, but so, you know, let's get into a little theology. You know what I'm saying, real quick.
Let's do it.
Like if they say, I don't know, like you went to Hayes, bro. So I'm assuming you were raised Catholic.
Correct.
In the Catholic religion, if your father's Catholic, then you're born Catholic, right? In the Jewish religion, if your mother's Jewish, then you're born Jewish. Like, I had a funny conversation with the OB, you know what I mean? Like when, during one of my kids being born, you know what I mean? She was just like, Shorty was Jewish. She was like Orthodox Jewish. And she was just looked at me. She was just like, your children are Jewish, right? And I was just like,
she just threw it out there.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, and I'm looking at my wife, and I'm just like, yo, like, did you tell her to say this? Like, what does that have to do with anything? But
and
long story short, right. So long story short, her pops is Irish Catholic. Her mom's is German Jewish. So I always make jokes. I'm like, oh, you're a Catholic Jew. Be like this, very rare. You know what I mean? It's like a rare Pokemon.
But I think about it like this from this aspect. As we mentioned, we're both Bronxites through and through. We both went to Orchard Beach, going to a lot of mega concerts.
Oh yeah, and Jimmy's Bronx Cafe. You know what I'm saying? A teen night.
Is there something you experienced that you wish your kids could experience from your childhood?
Oh yeah, bro. I say it all the time, and I'm not ashamed to say it, bro. Like, because we are men of a certain age. Yeah. You used to just get beat up just by being outside. Like the older guys would they would just come, like, take your weed, bro. Like whatever, bro. Like whatever you was doing, like they would just fuck with you. You know what I mean? And I'm like, it built like a, you know what I mean? Like a callus. A callus, you know what I mean? Yeah. Over your mind and your body that prepared you for the work, like real life.
One of the things that my kid would never experience is, so I grew up in Melrose Projects. I'm from 156th Street, Tim Morris in Portland, right behind Cardinal Hayes. And one of the things I remember, and this is why I think what made me tough from an athlete standpoint, is if the older dudes was coming into the park and you were already on the court, they would just bully. They'd be like, yo, get off the court.
Get off.
And you'd be like, nah. And the only way you could stay on the court is either they allowed you to play and you played well enough to they wanted you on their team again, or you had to be in some wild motherfucker and then it'd be like, nah, I ain't getting off. And you had like 3 older dudes ready to knuckle you off the court and you just went home scuffed up with beat up basketball. And so you had a choice. And so my mindset was like, nah, I'm not going upstairs. You ain't kicking me off. So I'm going to hoop my ass off like it's game 7 of the NBA Finals and earn my respect. And so it's crazy. That's how my neighborhood friends were. That's how, like, we all grew up. When we saw the older dudes, it was like a heightened sense of like, oh, no, all right, game on, right? Because Big Reg is coming on court.
Oh, yeah, nah.
It's like, you got to
like a hoop. Yeah, 100%, bro. Like, you got to earn, like, earning your keep, paying your dues, all the cliches, bro. Like, we had to do that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So now it's like, and like, this is a question for you too. Like, how do we teach our kids? Because they don't have that innately, you know what I'm saying? Like they like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, my pops is a Super Bowl champion. My pops is an award-winning like comedian right now. Like, I see more deer than people. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we gonna instill that in them? Like, go get it,
bro. It's a consistent conversation with me and my friends, and I tell a lot of my friends, listen, my kids are cul-de-sac black, right? We from cul-de-sac black is we have to set up play dates, right?
I'm put that shit on that shit. If that is not on merch yet, put it on a t-shirt right now.
Cul-de-sac black. Like when my son doesn't have an iPad, I have to now, as a parent, figure out how do I entertain this kid? Because we could talk, we could wrestle, we do all that stuff, but that immediate kind of camaraderie, that interaction you need from another kid, especially somebody that looks like you, right? Like I'm in the process 100%. Right now, bro. Right now I'm in the process of signing my kid up to play in Patterson at T-ball or who's because I can see his trajectory, and I'm just like, you're already light skinned, you're already good looking. By the grace of God, we continue to have the means and we go forward. But you cul-de-sac black, homie. When you actually, like, think about when you tell people like, yo, I'm from the Bronx, there's an immediate rite of passage that people give you because they understand what the Bronx is about and what it means to grow up there. So if I tell my kid like, yo, you from New Jersey, such and such, and he says that to a random kid from Harlem, he's like, I'm gonna beat your ass. You just standing in front of me.
Food.
Right. So and my son is 4, by the way. So I'm talking to him like I have to now start grooming him in the process. Like, man, life outside these trees and deers, to your point, it's a little gritty. So I got to season you up. So that is part of my anxiety as a dad. Like, am I doing enough? Am I getting him around our people so he understands that, the Capri Suns and Goldfish just don't fly around. That there's kids that don't have it and need it, so.
My 3 sons are 13, 11, and 9, right? So, like, the 13-year-old, like I said, is the most seasoned, right? Like, he likes to be in the Bronx. He likes to just walk up and down Tremont. You know what I'm saying? He never says I'm from New Jersey. He'll never be like, he don't say like I'm from Fair Lawn, I'm from Franklin Lakes. He's like, I'm from the Bronx. Like, you know what I mean? Or like, I'm Dominican. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like,
so you
like, like, you know what I'm saying? So to him, that's and the 11-year-old overcompensates. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Because he sees his older brother, and now he's just like, he looks at little pictures of him like when he was like 3, 4, or 5 years old on the train, like, you know what I mean? Like going around and shit. He's just like, like, like he's holding up the picture of him on the train, like it's you know what I mean? Like it's like I'm valid. Look, this is me on the 4 train. I burnt on Burnside, like, right after we hit the Cuchifritos. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I went to Cardinal Hayes, aka Dominicanville. Right? It seems like everybody from the Heights went to Hayes, so I grew up with nothing but Dominicans. But there's a lot of stereotypes and myths. I need you to debunk them. All right, so I'm gonna shoot a match. I'm gonna give you about 3 or 5. I'm gonna give you 3 to start off with. See how
I'm gonna start with the one. We do it.
One of the first ones, right, is why are Dominicans known for being loud talkers?
You know why? Because when you grow up in a Dominican household, you always getting yelled at. You know what I'm saying? You always do it. Your mom is always on your ass about something, bro. It never is. There's no perfection. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as perfect. But that phrase, that cliche, was invented by a Dominican mom. You know what I'm saying? So like, mira muchacho, diablo, coño. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got that sets your baseline, bro, for decibel level. You know what I'm saying? So like, if your baseline is mira coño, muchacho, diablo, coño, then of course you go. You know what I mean? Like your inside voice is not an inside voice. You know what I'm saying?
Next one for you. Why do Dominicans eat spaghetti at the beach?
Bro, because listen, swimming, as an athlete, bro, when you get in that pool work in, it's a different type of work. You know what I'm saying? Like it's strenuous. So it's like running a 5K, bro. You got a carbo load. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why we bring liquor and carbs. You know what I'm saying? Like liquor and spaghetti to the beach, bro, because you got a carbo load, man, for all that swimming you about to do to impress your shorty.
All my homies in high school used to go to the beach and pack goddamn spaghetti sandwiches. And I used to be like, yo, is that a whole pot of biscotti between Wonderbird, bro? Like, I was like, what are
with the old pot?
Yeah. just smashed it into the bread in a Ziploc with some Bonton chips, my G. That just be like, yo, what?
It's a bread sandwich.
Like, bro, I was just like, what are we doing right now? How do we get in?
Crazy. I'm surprised there's no more like marathon runners from DR.
The last one. This is from experience. It's not a Dominican baby shower unless you hear tra tra by Don Chaser, or you hear Dembo.
Bro, let me tell you something. The Dominican baby shower, number one, it's like Sábado Gigante, bro. It's like 6 hours long. So by like the first 2 hours, it's like you keeping it PG because Titi's there, Mama's there, it's chill. By like hour 4 or 5, bro, that's it, bro. Like you get into the kuchupla, you know what I'm saying? Like you get into the nasty shit, bro. Now grandma, you know what I'm saying? My mom is gone off the fucking, you know what I mean? She's gone off the white label or the Johnny, whatever. Because Dominican baby shower, this is another thing about Dominican baby shower. The centerpiece is just a bottle of alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Like every table. You feel me? So it's just a big ass jug, Johnny, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever they're drinking. And by hour 5, even Titi got some Johnny in her. So she's just out there like throwing ass. Like crazy. Like your 68-year-old Titi is throwing ass. You know what I'm saying? In the
popping that pussy for Jesus.
That's a fact, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
the best music producer the world has ever seen. The DJ, the lyricist, the rapper, the producer, all of the above, somebody who I have an immense amount of respect for.
Thank you, sir.
The legendary, the GOAT, Pete Rock. What's up, my brother? Welcome
What's
to the
up,
Wild
Willie?
Podcast Show.
Man, thank you, bro. I've been waiting to get on here, you know?
Listen, it's weird. One, because obviously I'm a fan of you, and I told JJ that me and you have an interesting story, and I want to tell the story. And the story starts like this. Let me just label it. DJ Pete Rock, DJ my wedding.
It was so ill. It was so fun.
It was ill. Not only is he from money earned in Mount Vernon, a true rude boy, somebody that definitely embodies the essence of New York, but he is really a homegrown, down home brother. And I happen to be in Chicago one weekend. I'm having a hell of a time. So I go to the Cubs game with one of my homeboys. His name is Delonte. If you've never been to Chicago, it's riddled with bars. It's bars galore. So I go paint the town. Me and Tay, we drink from the game all the way up until midnight, right? And so we're going after it. So, and it's roughly around 2:00 in the morning, and I'm standing outside this club. It's called the Piedmont, right? And this young light-skinned girl is standing in front of the door, and I'm literally right next to my buddy Tay, and he goes, "Bro, can we please go home?" He's like, "I'm done, dog. Like, I got nothing, dog. Like, please." I'm like, "No, we're not going home." The young lady sees us talking, and she goes on to say, "Hey, won't you come in?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't know about that." She goes, "We're filling up quick. You should come in." I'm like, "Nah, we'll figure it out." Her next sentence is, "Well, we got DJ Pete Rock performing." And I'm like, got me, right? But so this is the catcher. She goes, "We're out of tables. You waited too long." And she goes, "And all I can do for you is offer you a bottle of vodka, and we post you up at the bar." I'm like, "Bet." I look at my boy Tay, and he goes, "No, I told you I'm done." He's like, "Bro,
ain't got no energy for Pete Rock."
Bro, he's like, "I'm done. We've been out since 12 in the afternoon. It's the next day." He's like, "I'm too old for this shit." I'm like, "Shut up, be a man." We're going inside. We go inside. We at the bar. Pete, you go on to put on one of the illest sets I've ever heard with my black ears, right? Like,
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
Dominated, right? And then what's so ill about it, you brought out CL, who I didn't expect, right? And y'all did your thing.
Yeah.
And I remember being fired up. It's like 4:00 in the morning. I walk to the stage, and I don't know if it's Chris, your manager right now, or some brother. But I'm like, "Hey, I'm like, hey, dude." I was like, "Hey, I need to talk to Pete Rock." And the brother
drunk?
Fired up.
Oh my God.
So the brother goes on. He goes, "Who are you?" Right? So I could know he's from New York, because only New York can say, "Who are you?" He goes, "Who are you?" I'm like, "I'm Willie Cologne. I play for the Steelers and the Jets, and I gotta have DJ Pete Rock DJ my wedding." He's like, "Okay." He looked at me, and I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, and so I go on to like a 2-minute speech. I'm like, "Why you should DJ my wedding?" So the dude was like, "Man, hold on." He goes, "Well, here's his number. If you for real about it, hit him up." Sure enough, I have my people hit your people, and we're in. And this is why music is so, it's awesome, because it builds a bridge, and it also creates worlds. We're both from the Bronx, the birthplace of hip hop. I get married in Jackson, Mississippi. At the Jackson Country Club, and JJ can attest to this.
Much fun.
At the back in the day, the Jackson Country Club didn't allow our kind.
Nope.
Like meaning black folks at all. To have DJ Pete Rock, DJ in Jackson, Mississippi at my wedding, in Mississippi, which is known for the blues, hip hop blues, Jackson, Mississippi, to finish the night out with DJ Pete Rock is one of the most iconic moments in my life. And
was there a lot of people from New York at your wedding?
Yeah, we had everybody. Yeah, they have never.
I was rocking it.
Yeah, I was rocking. You was killing. So I just want to say, man, that's how I was able to get DJ Pete Rock, the iconic DJ Pete Rock, in my wedding. And what's wild about it, man, people don't remember me saying I do, but they do remember Pete Rock being there.
So you're trying
that's
to
crazy.
tell
That's
me
crazy.
that you got that about Pete Rock to Jackson Country Club Well,
Oh my
all the
God.
white folks said, all of them
Yes.
sit there and
Yes.
walk down the street with their dog and everything, and you
Yep.
got all of us pulling up at the country club, Big Willie.
Yep.
Woo,
Yep.
I know they got done. It was out on the watch, got done the neighborhood watch that day.
They got a taste of black that night.
I want to get right into the current state of you, man. You have a joint project with Common out right now, the Auditorium Volume 1.
Yes.
Why did this take so long? Why did this masterpiece take so long? What inspired you to do this with Common?
Well, I mean, we're both kind of in the mix with, staying busy and stuff. So, me and Common been friends since like 90, 1990. And, sometimes in our lives, we go different paths. He's an actor. I'm just where I'm supposed to be, in the studio a lot, moving around on tour, stuff like that. And we just decided to get together one day, and he heard some of my beats recently, some recent beats, and through a friend of mine, well, both of our friends, his name is Kareem Riggins, and he played him some of my beats, and Common was like, "Yo, let's get in touch with Pete," and then from there, that was it.
We have Mandy B from Horrible Decisions. I want to ask you, what is your worst sexual experience? A story. I know you talked about it openly on the podcast, but you've talked about a plethora of stories. Is there a situation where like I never hope that happens again?
I'll keep it light. I remember there was a guy that I was talking to heavily.
Okay.
Probably for, I would say, at least 6 months. We both lived in different places. He lived in Louisiana. I was up here in New York. And we were on the same page, same vibe. He was attractive. We had sent videos. We had sexted and sent videos of all the things for months. He finally got up to New York, and I'll never forget it. I remember I told that motherfucker to bring a Gatorade and a bacon, egg, and cheese on his way up. Not asking for a lot, right? Motherfucker didn't do that. So bet. So we go down together. We got to get the fucking bacon, egg, and cheese. The two things. So I'm already like, nigga, you had one job. Okay. So he comes up, we eat breakfast or whatever, and we immediately get into it. There was zero chemistry.
Wow.
When I say zero, we couldn't catch the motion. I was kind of a little bit turned off, just like overall, his energy in person was just whack. And so I'll never forget. And we tried for a little bit, and I literally rolled over in the middle of it and was like, I'm good. You know what? I'm going to get you an Uber home. I bought his Uber.
I'd be dang.
I said, literally.
Hold on.
I'm not going to lie. It was so bad because we were so hyped up and it literally just wasn't working to where I just rolled over and I was like, this ain't working. I'm going to go ahead and get you a car home though.
He's
destroyed. Because he didn't live here. He was visiting. And so I was like,
was it because of the bacon, egg, and cheese?
It might have been.
Was it because of the Gatorade and bacon, egg, and cheese?
It could have been like, my nigga, are you about to get pussy and you couldn't get me a $4.90 motherfucking bacon, egg, and cheese? It could have been. But the chemistry in the bedroom for what we had hyped it up to be, it didn't work. Like, even his dick wasn't as big as it looked in the video. It was like a regular size. You know what I mean? So where I thought I was getting a hammer, it was like a screwdriver. So just nothing. I was just like, I'm not interested.
He's destroyed, Big Willie. He'll never be the same.
I think that was the only time I didn't give a fuck about either of us coming. It just didn't. I ended it midway and was like, this ain't working.
It would have been messed up if you had told him, just don't worry about it. And you start playing with yourself and got yourself off. And
don't worry about it, sweetheart. Oh, no. I got him the car, and that was easily the last time we ever spoke.
I'm going to be honest. That sounds worse than getting cut from a professional.
Yeah. Yes.
There's no way as a man you just got tapped on the shoulder like, son, it's over. This is... And I traveled here. I'm only here for you. I may have stumbled out the blocks because I didn't get you the blue Gatorade with the bacon, egg, and cheese.
But what's crazy is too, we kind of just
because I never I'm already the type where if it's a first meet, I don't even want to be stuck and glued to you. So he did have family in Jersey that he was at least going to stay with. And we decided, if we rock, you're more than welcome to stay here. But out the gate, he wasn't even staying with me. It made it to where, okay, well, if you're coming up here, you can see family. I can be a stop. And if you want to stay in the city, if it work out, no pressure. Oh, baby, that wasn't it wasn't even an option. He ended up being in town. I think his trip was for 4 or 5 days. We saw each other for all of that 2 hours. And that was it.
What's going on, everybody? We have Mignon on from Sisters, the super talented actor, writer, and director. Mignon, welcome. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending a little time with me.
Thanks for having me.
First thing I found out about you was your awesome podcast series, The Orbital Tribe, which is right over your head for the people to see. I want to pivot, obviously, to Sisters. How did the motivation, or where did the motivation come from, to play Danny? And was you fearful of the role? Was there anything about the role that said, I don't know if I could do this?
On paper, she read his hood.
like bamboo earrings, lollipop in the mouth,
Because one thing TP is going to do is give you an archetype so that you kind of know what you're dealing with, right? In his movies, there's going to be the rich bougie auntie. There's going to be the inappropriate uncle, because we all know these people. And so Danny read as hood. And I said, I can be in the neighborhood. I can be hood adjacent. And I also knew, I said, if they cast me, he wants something different. He wanted someone who would read between the lines. And that's what I did, because the sides that I was given, I was like, oh gosh, why does she, it's that episode 1 where she's going off on Zach for potentially cheating on Karen. And I was like, I get that you care about your homegirl, but this seems like a lot. And then I realized that, this is because if they break up, she can't be friends with him anymore. Mm-hmm. And she has always had a thing for him. And the only way she can have him in her life is as a friend. But if he breaks up with Karen, then I can't have you in my life at all. And so it was funny when I get the part and I see that was actually the storyline. I was like, whoa, this really was for me, because, there was this level of just knowing, because I did that in my own life. When I was in high school, there was this guy that I was obsessed with.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't say obsessed with, but I was in love with him. And at least is what I thought. And I did not feel, worthy like any other middle schooler, high schooler. And so my excuse to talk to him was hooking him up with my best friend. And so I drew from that. And then that's what my character, I was like, oh, so this is a common thing. I'm not the only masochist out there. Yeah. So, I just think with the character, it was about finding parts of me, like the story I just told you, in her. And Meryl Streep, I've said this in interviews before, but Meryl Streep and Viola Davis were just talking about how you're an advocate for your character. And so the way I see Danny is I kind of lend myself to her so that she can use my voice, my body, my experience, my whatever as the way to defend her and advocate for her. So it's instead of me defending you in a court of law, I will stand as you.